Welcome back to the deep dive.
Okay, so we've got this stack of sources you sent in, all tackling a really common kitchen question. It's the air fryer versus the convection oven. When you want food that's, healthier, definitely faster, maybe crispier, which one do you actually pick?
Yeah, it's a huge dilemma, isn't it? Because on the surface, they kind of promise similar things, really quick cooking, good results, less oil than, say, deep frying. So our mission today, using just the info you've shared, is really break down the core differences. We're talking engineering, size, the actual food results. The goal is to help you figure out which one truly fits your kitchen, your cooking style.
Okay, good plan. And we probably have to start with what they have in common, right? Because, conceptually, they feel related. What's the basic principle?
Absolutely. They both operate on the exact same principle, forced convection, which just means they have a fan inside that actively pushes hot air all around the food. A fan blowing hot air, got it.
And that constant circulation, that moving air, it pulls moisture off the surface faster, and it speeds up those browning reactions, a Maillard reaction that makes things brown and crispy.
Okay, so if they both use a fan and hot air, why the different names? Why aren't they just, the same thing?
Well, that's because their whole purpose, their design, their engineering, it's completely different. Pulls apart, really. The air fryer, let's call it the AF, it's a specialist, it's small, sits on your counter, and it's built for one main thing, speed. And mimicking deep frying, it achieves that with really intense high-speed air blasting in a very small contained space.
Intense air in a small box.
Yeah.
And the convection oven, the CO.
That's the generalist, usually bigger. Sometimes it's even built into your wall unit. Its main goal isn't that specialized speed, but rather really even consistent heat, across a much larger space. Think baking, roasting, broiling, general cooking tasks.
So one's a focused speed demon, the other's a versatile workhorse.
Exactly. The AF is specialized, the CO is all about versatility.
Okay, let's dig into that size difference then. Because the capacity, well, that seems to dictate almost everything about how you'd use it. Who are they actually for?
Right. The physical size really defines who's going to be happy with which appliance. The air fryer is, it's compact. We're typically looking at maybe 2 to 10 quarts of capacity.
2 to 10 quarts. What does that mean in real food terms?
Okay, so an 8-quart model, that might hold, maybe 3 pounds of chicken wings or 1 batch of fries. It's really designed for smaller households. Singles, couples, maybe a family of 3 or 4 max.
Right. That sounds perfect if I just want to whip up some quick snacks or dinner for 2.
Right.
But if I'm having people over or just cooking for a bigger family.
Yeah, then the air fryer probably hits its limit pretty fast, just based on size.
And that's where the convection oven comes in.
That's exactly its strength. With a CO, we're talking anywhere from half a cubic foot for a countertop model up to 2 cubic feet or even more for built-ins. That translates to fitting multiple trays at once. You can cook a whole roast, a turkey. You can prepare several different dishes together for a larger group. Big volume.
Okay, capacity is clear. Air fryer small. Convection oven big. Now speed. The sources all say the AF is faster. But does that small size kind of cancel out the speed advantage sometimes?
That's the real trade-off, isn't it? For a single small task, the AF is definitely faster. No contest. The chamber is tiny, so it heats up almost instantly, often no preheating needed. And that intense air means, like you said, frozen fries might be done in 10, 15 minutes. It's pure convenience.
I hear people complain, if you need enough chicken nuggets for 3 kids, and you have to run the air fryer 3 times.
Exactly. That's the catch. Suddenly, your quick 15-minute cook time turns into 45 minutes. Plus, you're standing there managing multiple batches.
Right. So how does the convection oven compare then? It's slower for one batch, but maybe faster overall.
Precisely. While the CO might take a bit longer for that one batch of fries compared to the AF, it's still way faster than a regular conventional oven, maybe 20 to 30% faster for baking, for instance. And the key thing is its capacity. You can put your main dish, your side dish, maybe some bread, all in there at the same time. So even if each individual item takes slightly longer than in an AF, the total time to get the whole meal on the table can actually be shorter with the CO, especially for larger meals.
That makes a lot of sense. So the AF is like a sprinter, and the CO is more like a marathon runner for big cooking projects.
That's a great way to put it, yes.
Okay, let's switch gears from speed and size to the actual food, the results. When I reach for an air fryer, I'm usually chasing that super crispy, golden, almost fried texture. How does it actually do that? What's the trick the CO doesn't quite nail in the same way? Is it just magic air?
No magic, just physics. It really comes down to the speed and intensity of that air circulation within that tiny space. Think of the air fryer like creating a mini heat hurricane right around the food.
A heat hurricane.
Yeah, the small enclosed chamber keeps the heat concentrated, and that powerful fan just blasts the surface of the food. It drives off moisture incredibly quickly, leading to that really crispy shell.
And the big benefit there is getting that texture using, 70 or 80% less oil compared to actual deep frying?
Correct. That's the main selling point for that fried style food. The AF is just optimized for things where crispiness is king. Snacks, appetizers, reheating pizza, small main courses. But that specialization comes with a downside. That intense focused heat isn't always good for everything.
Right. I can sort of picture trying to bake like a delicate cake or something in that heat hurricane. Probably wouldn't end well.
Exactly. It tends to struggle with anything that needs a gentle, even heat to rise properly or cook delicately. Think soufflés, certain breads, custards, things that can dry out too quickly or cook unevenly under that intense air blast. That's where the CO really shines consistency.
So the convection oven sacrifices some of that extreme crisping ability in exchange for really reliable, even heat throughout its larger cavity.
Precisely. The CO is designed to give you uniform cooking. It's fantastic for baking bread where you want an even crust and crumb, roasting vegetables so they cook through consistently, making casseroles. It's just much more versatile. Baking, roasting, broiling, sometimes even dehydrating. And because it can hold multiple racks or trays, you can do more complex meals, which is harder with the typical AF basket design.
Okay, this brings up a really practical point.
Yeah.
Effort. And you get home, you're tired. The last thing you want is a complicated machine or a huge cleanup job. How do they compare on ease of use and cleaning?
Yeah, that's often a huge factor in which appliance actually gets used day to day. And here, the air fryer generally scores really well. The controls tend to be pretty simple, right? Either digital buttons or just straightforward dials. And the cleanup, that's usually the big win. The basket or tray is almost always nonstick, removable, and dishwasher safe. So super quick rinse or just pop it in the dishwasher.
Okay, that sounds appealingly easy. Whereas cleaning a bigger oven, even a countertop convection one, that feels like more of a chore.
It generally is more involved, yeah. Convection ovens, especially the fancier ones with multiple modes, can have more complex settings to learn. And the cleanup definitely takes longer. You've got a larger interior space to wipe down, plus multiple racks, maybe large baking trays. And those racks and trays often aren't dishwasher safe or just don't fit easily. More scrubbing involved.
Right, dealing with grease splatter in a big box versus a small basket.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk energy. Power consumption. Our sources give some wattage figures. What does that mean for my electricity bill?
This is an interesting one. The air fryer is actually pretty energy efficient, especially for those quick, small jobs. It typically runs somewhere between, say, 800 and 1500 watts, which is, relatively low. Think about running it for 15 minutes. It's not a huge energy draw.
800 to 1500 watts.
Yeah.
Okay. And the convection oven. I'm guessing it needs more juice to heat that bigger space?
Much more, yeah. Because it's heating a larger volume and maintaining that even temperature, a convection oven usually pulls between 2,000 and maybe 3,500 watts, or even more for large built-in units. So if you're running it for a longer baking session, that higher wattage will definitely be more noticeable on your energy usage.
Okay, so for a quick reheat or a single portion, the AF is way more energy efficient. Got it. The final practical piece is cost. What's the price range look like?
Air fryers tend to be the more affordable entry point. You can find decent ones starting around $50, maybe going up to $200 or so for the larger, fancier models. Convection ovens have a much wider price spectrum. You can get basic countertop COs starting around $100, maybe $150. But if you're looking at high-quality, multifunction countertop models, or especially built-in wall convection ovens, the price can easily jump into the hundreds or even well over $1,000.
Right. Big difference there depending on what level you're looking at.
Okay, so pulling all of this together, the engineering, the size, the results, the practicalities, we can kind of sketch out a decision guide for you based on your lifestyle.
Yeah, let's nail that down. So profile number 1. Who should definitely choose the air fryer?
Okay, you should probably choose the air fryer if you need something portable or have really limited counter space. If you mostly cook for just 1 to 4 people. If your main goal is making fried foods healthier and getting things crispy really fast, or if you eat a lot of frozen snacks or reheat leftovers often, speed and convenience for small portions are key.
Perfect. That fits a lot of people. Now, who's the ideal candidate for the convection oven?
Right. You should probably lean towards the convection oven if versatility is your top priority. If you do a lot of baking bread, cakes, cookies, or roasting large cuts of meat or big batches of vegetables, if you frequently cook multi-dish meals for a larger family or for entertaining, and you need that capacity to do things simultaneously, basically, if you need an all-around cooking workhorse.
So it really boils down to specialization versus generalization, doesn't it? Even though they both use that hot air fan?
Exactly. They leverage the same core technology, but they're engineered to tackle fundamentally different kitchen needs. It's about picking the right tool for the jobs you do most often. And that actually brings up one last kind of interesting point for you to think about, a provocative question maybe.
Yeah.
We established the air fryer uses less power wattage-wise, right?
Wow.
800, 1500 watts versus the CO's 2000, 3500 watts.
Right, much lower wattage for the AF.
But since the air fryer is so small and often requires batch cooking for larger amounts, say, you need to run it 3 times for 15 minutes each to feed everyone. Could the convection oven, even with its higher instantaneous power draw, actually end up being more time efficient and potentially even more energy efficient overall for that large batch because it does it all in one go, maybe in 30 minutes instead of 45 minutes across 3 batches?
Huh. That's actually a really good question. Running a higher wattage appliance for less total time versus a lower wattage one multiple times.
Exactly. Something to consider, especially if you often find yourself cooking larger quantities. Which one truly saves you time and energy in your specific situation? That's something to chew on.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. We really hope breaking down these differences helps you make the right choice for your kitchen. We'll see you next time.